Game 18 of day one of the HSB 7 series here in Cape Town. It's Wales taking on Scotland in the Pool D, and the winner here will certainly be on top of Pool D. As we have a look at head-to-head, Wales leading 20-14, and last time they met was in Paris. And that was earlier on this year, 2016. Joel Stransky, those are the starting lineups for both teams.
Yeah, both captains have been the outstanding players. I think it's fair to say Scott Riddell and Sam Cross for Wales, Scott Riddell for Scotland. Nick McLennan also quite influential, as has been Matthew Owen, but both these sides have come through the morning pretty well, actually. Scotland tipped Samoa in the opening game 21-19, scoring at the death, converting from the corner. They then beat Uganda. For Wales, they smashed Samoa 17-0, and in the earlier games gave Uganda a little beating as well, 29 points to 7. Top of the table clash. Whoever finishes on, well, whoever wins this game goes through as the top of the table.
It is Captain Sam Cross, 24-year-old, made his debut back in 2012-2013 season in Las Vegas. Scotland, one of the improved sides in the World Series. It's 52nd tournament for the captain, Scott Riddell.
Yeah, very much so. And well, Jordan Way is our referee today, Australian born. So the one thing you'll notice about Scotland early on, they play a patient game. They try to play through the middle. Second off, they bring on the gas man, and they've got great pace on the outside and look to bury the game and take it away from the opposition. Wales too are a patient build-up side, and well, it should be an intriguing contest.
Who will end at the top of Pool D as we start the clash between Wales and Scotland. Secured a start, the kickoff. Scotland, ball in hand, predominantly blue jumpers. Taking it in by Johnston, James Johnston.
My hands right.
White sending it out wide. Finding the speeds on the outside. Scotland need to come back in field. No way through for Mark Robinson. Keeping it alive. Promising start for the Scots. Good tracking defence from Wales. Get a penalty for Scotland.
James Johnston been quite influential already for Scotland, but you can already see they work really hard to get the ball to the outsides, get a little bit of advantage, go forward. They've got to recycle it. No real gas man on the outside to take full advantage of the space, and Wales defence working hard, covering the outside as well.
Set move for Scotland. There's a swivel coming through now. Scott White back into the angle goes James Johnston. Was that a tip tackle? A penalty advantage?
That is definitely a tip tackle, and that'll be a card.
Through the horizontal.
Very clear. Through the horizontal. Wales down to 6 men.
2 minutes will be the time in the sin bin.
Lifting tackle.
And it's a massive disadvantage to be without one of your players. Sprinting to the bin was the Welsh number 5, Owen Jenkins. The sooner he gets there, the sooner that 2-minute clock starts.
Scotland will look to capitalise on the numerical advantage as they create the overlap out wide. Dougie 5, did he go over?
Time off.
Time off. Call for referral.
Touch is fine. Yep. All right. TMO.
Well, you can almost tell by the reaction.
George, you there?
Yeah, Jordan, just having a look now.
They
Try
scored.
please.
It's a big stretch here. It's the last gasp tackle by Wales. Try saving, is it? It's the boot that comes and dislodges. Oh, that's a knock on. Certainly lost it forward. He was up very quickly.
By Red.
Was 5 to go and try and reground it.
If we can get another look.
He looked like a try-saving tackle.
So I think what Jordan Way will be looking at is here whether the foot dislodged the ball or whether it was launched forward. But it looks like it's kicked out on his hand as opposed to the ball kicked.
Number 3. So I'm going penalty try, yellow card number 3.
Well, it's been judged.
Yeah,
then.
I agree.
Thank you.
Have been
Number 3.
intentionally kicked out, which means it's going to be
Number
a
3.
penalty try and a
Got an
yellow
intentional
card.
kick, so it's going to be a penalty try.
Trouble marks
Yellow
up.
card for you, okay?
For Wales, down to 5 men. Stefan Andrews gives way. Penalty try for Scotland. Early lead for the man in blue.
Well, 5 men. It's hard enough to play with 7. Now down to 5. There can be a little committee meeting there on the bench in the naughty boys' chairs. Aaron Jenkins
Give him a
and
chance to get set.
Stefan Andrews, the 2 guilty parties. The conversion is over. 7 points to 0.
Restart. Straight up the middle.
Knock on
Kind
advantage.
bounce for Wales, and they got the advantage from the knock-on. Ethan Davis with the possession. Looking to run down the clock. Wales,
No advantage, knock on.
they'll be happy
No
with that
advantage, knock
decision.
Yeah, they'll take an age to get to the scrum. Yeah, they'll do everything possible to eat up a few seconds, a minute or so.
You still got another advantage now.
Not many of them out there, are they? Can they make a scrum?
It's okay. Let's go.
There's only 2 in the back line.
Yeah, it's going to
Yeah,
be a
that's-
scrum off. It's going to be a back pass and then a scramble to eat the clock down, and hope that
Crouch.
some support can get him behind before the swarming Scottish defence
Yeah,
engulf the last man.
Stephen
Set.
Andrews and Owen Jenkins on the sideline.
Oh, he's lonely back there, isn't he?
There it is,
Oh,
one man back line. Brilliantly done by Ethan Davis. Back in the action is Davies. Looking to get to the right area. Scott Wales. Not getting it.
Number 7, you're offside. No.
In front of the kicker. Scott Riddle. Numbers, space for Scotland. Need to capitalise. Plenty of an overlap outside. Surely they can go all the way. Pins his ears back as Daggy 5. And over. Makes the conversion a lot easier for the kicker.
Okay, thank you.
It's just so hard to defend in this game, particularly if you're a man short. When you are 2 men down, it is virtually impossible. Good bit of play shown on the outside by Fife, but
Okay,
the
thank
damage
you.
done. 5 defenders against 7 attackers, no price for the Welsh. Scotland are now thoroughly in command of this game.
And now Wales back to full complement. 7 against 7. And a 14-0
Keep eyes on these guys as they go.
lead for Scotland.
Thank you.
Scott White with a restart, a hanging one. All secured by Wales.
Tackle only.
Looking to get on the scoreboard, Wales. Good line break. Good cleaning out on Andrews. Getting it out wide now, Wales. A great opportunity as Cross couldn't hang on. Sam
Directly
Cross, the
into touch.
captain, threw a pass behind him.
Aaron Jenkins with
Knock on directly into touch.
the
Scrum.
pass, that was just dreadful. Way behind him, high as well. No chance of gathering it. Managed to get a hand on it and knock it forward,
Scrum.
but just when you think Wales had an opportunity here, it's
There's
way
one.
back there. It's an impossible task to try and catch that, and Wales with a little bit of space looming and quite
Crouch.
possibly an opportunity to eat up some ground and get back in the game. They've spurned that chance.
He can choose. He can choose. Yes. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Scrum is good enough for Scotland. They build from deep as Wales applies the pressure defensively, but can't slow down the man with the ball in hand as Johnston swings it on out wide. Now Scotland over the halfway. Try scorer, Daggy 5. Just riding the tackle. Looking much better for Scotland, promising on the outside an opportunity as Mark Robinson cuts inside. Mark Robinson, the final pass is a good one. Nick McLennan, does he go over? Try is awarded.
Oh, it's very good stuff, isn't it? McLennan ran a good line, came around the outside.
Good position, mate.
Good line of support. The little step inside as well from Mark Robertson is what did the trick. Didn't quite have the wheels to go flying down the outside. Stepped inside, 2 defenders drawn in. Little timing of the pass, popped it out very gently. And there's no doubt about that. It's well grounded by Nick McLennan. Scotland are looking devastatingly good right now.
It is 19 points to 0 for Scotland, looking to finish on top of Pool D. Seconds remain in the first half. 2 tries and a penalty try for Scotland. And it was the discipline of Wales that let him down in this first half. 2 men in the sin bin. Tap back by Wales. It's been knocked on from the restart as the call with that as the end of the first half, and Scotland will be pleased with that. 19 points up against Wales. We look forward to the second half.
Much better, much better. Don't look at this shade all day.
Can Wales bounce back? They missed 6 tackles in that first half. Also need to improve in their discipline, conceding 3 penalties. But Scotland, favourable start, 19 points up. Start of the second half. Tap back once again by the captain, Sam Cross. It's a loose ball, good tidying up. Breaking away is Morgan Williams. Cross on the open side for Wales, busting through that first tackle. Owen Jenkins couldn't get the inside pass. Wales haven't had a chance to attack in Scotland's 22 this entire match. Sam Cross still deep within their own half. Wales, a bit of a juggle. Owen Jenkins, inside pass. Davies into the 22. Offload in the tackle. The power coming through. Owen Jenkins over. A great start in the second half by Wales.
Well, it's exactly what Wales needed. I was a little concerned there for a couple of seconds that they didn't have quite the purpose in their running. A little static as they moved the ball around, but this couple of the Wales players certainly putting some power on the ball. Owen Jenkins to start with. And this is a beautiful little offload. Off the floor, waited for the support player to get there. It was that man who started it, Owen Jenkins, who was there to support and round it off. And Wales edging their way back into a game which seemed may well have been gone already.
And the kick was successful, 19 points to 7. There's the finish by Wales. Offload in the tackle. As Ethan Davis, the finisher. Owen Jenkins for Wales. At halftime, once again, Gareth Williams is saying they need to show patience with ball in hand, need to be calm. The restart, it's not knocked forward, it's gathered, and Morgan Williams reclaims the kickoff and gets the try.
Well, that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I thought he'd knocked it on. He somehow managed to reach out and get it. He was first man to compete for the kickoff and somehow regathers this. Look at that. It's a little tap forward. Gathers again. Scramble for the ball. Unorganized defense, and Williams is round quickly. We have a proper game now. Don't forget, Wales were a semi-finalist last weekend, and having had 2 men in the sin bin in the first half, they are certainly showing some real urgency to get back here.
Wales won their first 2 games of this morning, beating Uganda and Samoa. 29 points to 7 against Uganda, 17-0 against Samoa. Scotland also victorious the first 2 games, both against Samoa and Uganda.
We're going to continue? Yeah. All right.
George Horn receiving some medical attention for Scotland.
Yeah, he's not been on the field long and already looked to have a little bump on the head. It looked like there's still a little check on the concussion. Scottish trainer is reluctant to move off the field. A bit worried about George Horn.
Ethan Davies with the restart, short one for Wales, looking to compete.
Not the 10 metres.
Never travelled the 10 metres, so soft turnover by Wales. This will be the first time the second half of Scotland's got some possession, Joel.
Simultaneous.
Oh, to quote that old really average cliche, a game of 2 halves. The first half it was all about Scotland. It was Scotland on the attack. Wales, granted, had 2 men in the sin bin at one point, and now George Horn is going to go and get a concussion test.
Just hold to his off.
Second half, it's been all Wales. They didn't visit the Scottish 22-metre area in the first half, and yet they've been down there most of the second half.
Chance for Scotland to reply in the second half. The inside ball not to be, but good charge upfield from Johnston.
You're fine, you're going to roll.
Quickly taken, tap and go. Dougie Fife, one of the try scorers in the first half. Scott White swings it on out wide. Robinson, the switch. Something is on. Joe Nayatavo. And Scotland extend their lead.
Well, it's determined running from James Johnston that set it up on this side. Got the Welsh, caught them behind the gain line. The ball went out to the far side, and this is a very clever little switch. McLennan with the offload, and it's the big fella, this paceman, Joe Nayatavo, who's grounded it and scored the Scottish try number 4. And are there more tries more important to come?
Conversion unsuccessful, 24 points to 14. Scotland lead against Wales. There's the magic ball, the inside ball, the angle is a great one. Remember, there's a penalty try and 3 tries scored by Scotland.
So can Wales come back again?
Plenty of time on the clock still. They claim the restart, Wales. Fresh legs on, off the bench. And that's Thomas Williams. Carries over the halfway. Morgan Williams are one of the try scorers. Searching for a bit of width here. Wales to the captain, Sam Cross. Brushes away the first defender. Davies. Wales, something could be on the right-hand side. Williams, superb step, Morgan Williams. The inside ball is the money ball. Owen Jenkins will go under the sticks. That's the second try of the match for Owen Jenkins.
Well, Scotland are protesting. There was a little push on one of the defenders. It was a Welshman trying to get in a position to support. Pushed the Scottish defender who went to ground. Scotland were not happy, but the try stands. And it's exactly as we suspected. There's a never say die attitude about this Welsh team. They are right back in it. Good hard running this time, running with purpose. This is a good little step and go. That is just absolutely brilliant. Timing of the pass, the inside ball, not an easy one to throw amongst the traffic. And he's done it to perfection. Try it is, try for Owen Jenkins.
3 points in that, just over a minute left. And the Pool D clash, who will finish on top? Scotland taking on Wales. 24 points to 21. Tap back, not travelling once again. The 10 metres that Wales have given possession away.
It's a terrible mistake, that, isn't it? Because it's not just the fact that you've not got the 10 metres, you've given the ball to the opposition for a tap and go. 3 or 4 phases. Scotland can probably just hang on to the ball there for the remaining 40 seconds.
With possession, Scotland probing the right-hand side. The inside ball once again. It's Nayatavo. It's been knocked on. Still time on the clock for Wales.
Still time, and it's exactly what Scotland didn't want. They didn't want the error. They wanted to hang on to it, go through a few phases, And instead, they attack down the outside. This is a great comeback tackle,
We got time off.
forcing the error.
Is that
The
good?
tackle made by Lloyd Evans, chasing back hard
Time
on
back on, please.
Naya Thavua. So,
Crouch.
down to the wire. Scotland down to the wire in their
5,
opening game. Came back from the depth to
6.
beat Samoa with the last minute try and conversion. Can Wales do it to Scotland?
They got to start from deep, Wales. Scotland looking to shut them down as well as seconds remain on the clock. Great line break from Thomas Williams. Owen Jenkins, 2 tries to his name. The hooter goes. Time has run out on the clock. They need to keep the ball alive. Wales. That's the captain, Sam Cross.
Lead blue.
Morgan Williams at scrum half. Williams, not a great pass. And Ben Roach, well supported by Ethan
7
Davies.
out, 7.
Still deep in their own half. Wales got a long way to go if they were to win this game. The inside ball, unable to gather was Sam Cross. The turnover, and it's been hacked into the stands by Jamie Fondale, and enough done by Scotland. 4 tries to 3, 24 points to 21. Scotland finish on top of Pool D. Well, for Wales, very poor start. They got punished. Discipline letting them down, getting 2 yellow cards as well. Final score 24 points to 21. Scotland victorious.